Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine waking up, right, every single day to this like sweeping panoramic vista. You're in a quiet village, totally tranquil, but you also know you're just a relatively short scenic drive from the heart of somewhere like Zurich or Basel. Sounds almost too good to be true, maybe. Well, today we're diving into the reality of a specific building plot in Germany that seems to offer exactly that unique blend. We got a couple of detailed property listings here for a piece of land that's, well, it's making some waves. And our mission today, pretty simple, pull out all the crucial bits of info. From the legal stuff about building to the lifestyle it offers. We really want to get under the skin of what makes this particular plot so interesting. So let's jump right in. What makes this property really stand out? We're looking at Weidenstrasse 3, 79761 Waldkirch, that's in Waldshut-Tiengen, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. And what just leaps out from these listings is the promise of a really quiet location and this breathtaking view of the surrounding landscape. They actually say free panoramic view, and they use that great German word Weitblick, which isn't just wide view, is it? It feels more expansive.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here, I think, is the specific geography you need to get straight away. This Waldkirch we're talking about, it's not the bigger town in Emmendingen district that most people might know. No, this is a much smaller village, kind of tucked away within the municipality of Waldshut-Tiengen. And that difference is key. It tells you about the quiet, maybe more intimate feel of the place. And that view, the listings mention Hanglash mit Aussicht, a hillside spot. So that naturally gives you those amazing sweeping views you were talking about. Just imagine that morning coffee.
It paints quite a picture. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The real kicker, the unique value proposition, seems to revolve around this German idea of the Grenzgang, the cross-border commuter. This location looks almost perfectly tailored for them. If you're trying to balance a peaceful home life with a job in, say, Switzerland, well, this looks like a prime spot.
Exactly. And you connect that idea to the transport links, which are actually excellent, and it all clicks into place. This isn't just some remote village. It's strategically placed. Get this. The nearest Swiss border crossing is only about 5.5 kilometers south. That's, 3.4 miles? And here's the clincher for many, I bet. Zurich. Major global hub, right? It's roughly 54 kilometers east, about 33.5 miles. You're looking at maybe a 50-minute drive, give or take. And Basel, another big Swiss city, is pretty similar, about 57 kilometers, 35 miles or so west. Again, around 50 minutes.
50 minutes? That's not bad at all for an international commute.
Not bad at all. And think about the drive itself. Probably quite scenic along the Rhine, maybe. Beats sitting in urban gridlock, doesn't it? Even the local town center, Waldshut-Tiengen, was super close. Like 4.5 kilometers, maybe 10 minutes drive for shopping or whatever. And it's not just cars. There's public transport. A local bus system connects to the villages. And the main train station, Waldshut-Bahnhof, has connections within Germany and, crucially, into Switzerland. Direct trains to Zurich and Basel. So you've got options.
That combination is pretty powerful. The quiet German village life, but with easy access to major Swiss job markets.
It really is. It allows for this blend of lifestyles that's quite rare.
It does make you think differently about commuting, doesn't it? What's actually possible if you prioritize both things, peace and career. Okay, so the location's appeal is clear. Stunning views, strategic positioning. Building a dream home involves more than just location. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the plot itself. What are the practical details someone needs to know if they're thinking about building here?
Right, let's look at the facts. The plot size is 548 square meters, which works out to just under 5,900 square feet. So a decent size. The asking price is 249,000 euros. If you do the math, that's roughly 454 euros per square meter. And the listings themselves describe this as attractive for the location with its wide view. And I'd say, yeah, for Baden-Württemberg, especially with that kind of view and the cross-border potential, it's definitely competitive.
Okay, so the price seems reasonable for what you're getting. What else stands out financially?
This is a big one. The plot is being sold directly by the owner, which means no real estate agent commission, no Makler provision or Magler curtage. And that's not trivial. In Germany, that commission can easily be, 3 to 7% of the price, plus VAT sometimes. On 249,000 euros, you could be saving, easily over 10, maybe even 15, 17,000 euros.
Wow, okay. That's a significant saving right off the bat. That makes a real difference.
It absolutely does. It's a huge plus. And legally speaking, the land register, the Grundbuch, is stated as being Lassenfrei, which basically means free of encumbrances, no existing mortgages, lands, things like that. A clean slate, though, of course, as always with property, you'd want to double check that yourself or get your notary to verify it thoroughly.
Definitely. Due diligence is key, especially with the direct sale where you don't have an agent guiding you quite as much. So, assuming the finances and legal side check out, what about building? What kind of house could you build there?
Good question. The listing suggests there's quite a bit of flexibility. It's suitable for a standard single-family house, an Einfamilienhaus, or a semi-detached house, a Doppelhaus if maybe you wanted to build with someone else. And interestingly, it also mentions a Haus mit Einliegerwohnung. That's a house with a small, self-contained annex apartment.
Oh, that's interesting. An annex apartment offers options, doesn't it? Like for family or maybe even rental income.
Precisely. It adds another layer of possibility, maybe for aging parents, older kids, or, yeah, renting it out could help with the mortgage. But, and this is absolutely crucial, any building is vorbehaltlich Baugenehmigung, meaning it's subject to getting a building permit. Nothing's guaranteed until the authorities approve it. The general rule that seems to apply here, assuming there isn't a specific local development plan, is Section 34 of the German Building Code, the Baugeban. It's about Einfügen in die Umgebung, which essentially means your new build has to fit in with the surrounding houses.
Fit in, so you probably couldn't build something radically different from the neighbors.
Probably not, no. If the area is mostly traditional houses, you'd likely need to design something that respects that character, in terms of style, height, roof shape, materials perhaps. The local planning authority wants new buildings to blend harmoniously. So the absolutely vital next step for anyone serious about this plot is to file a Bauvoranfrage. That's a preliminary building inquiry. You basically submit your initial ideas to the building authority, and they give you a formal indication of whether your plans are likely to be approved before you spend a fortune on detailed architectural drawings.
Right, that makes sense. Get a feel for what's possible early on. But that flexibility, combined with the lack of commission, it really could bring a custom-built dream home within reach for someone.
It really could. It opens up possibilities.
So moving beyond the actual build, what about just living there? Day-to-day life in this village, Waldkirch. What are the practicalities like? Is it well served?
The sources paint a pretty positive picture. They call it a residential area with existing infrastructure. That's reassuring. It means the basics are there. Connections for water, sewage, electricity, they're possible through the local utility company, Stadtwerk Waldshut-Tiengen. Now, you definitely need to contact them directly to find out the specific connection costs for your build. That varies, but the infrastructure is available.
Okay, so utilities are sorted, potentially. What about the general lifestyle?
Well, it emphasizes the quiet village location, but also short distances to shopping, schools, and local public transport. So you get the peace and quiet, but you're not totally isolated. Essentials aren't far away. German villages often have a nice community feel, maybe local bakeries, small shops, festivals. And for bigger shopping trips or more amenities, Waldshut-Tiengen itself is only that 10-minute drive.
It sounds like a good balance. Rural feel, but convenient. Any other costs people should budget for beyond the purchase price and potential connection fees? You mentioned the direct sale saves on commission.
Yes, but there is one significant tax you do have to pay, the land transfer tax, or Grunderwerbsteuer. In Baden-Württemberg, where this plot is, that tax rate is currently 5%. So on the purchase price of 249,000 euros, you need to budget an extra 12,450 euros just for that tax.
Okay, 5%. That's important to factor in. So you save the agent fee, but you still have this transfer tax.
Exactly. It's a standard cost when buying property in Germany. And there's also the annual property tax, the Grundsteuer, but that's usually much lower for residential plots, more of an ongoing running cost. But even with a 5% land transfer tax, that direct sale saving on the commission is still a very clear financial win compared to buying through an agent where you'd pay both.
Right, so overall, it still presents a financial advantage. It's really interesting how this seemingly quiet spot offers so much: the view, the access, the practicalities, and even a financial edge. It really makes you think about what defines a good location, doesn't it? Okay, so we've really dug into this quite a bit. What have we learned? This deep dive has shown us a pretty compelling opportunity, hasn't it? We're looking at a 548 square meter plot in Waldkirch, part of Waldshut-Tiengen in Germany. Key takeaways: stunning panoramic white brick views. It's a really strategic location, especially for those Grenzgängers commuting to Zurich or Basel, and that major financial plus of a direct sale, meaning no hefty agent commission to pay.
Yeah, and if you sort of connect the dots, step back and see the bigger picture. This isn't just about buying land. It's about buying into a very specific and I think quite appealing lifestyle. It's that blend, isn't it? The peace and quiet, the community feel of an idyllic German village. But combined with genuine practical access to the economic powerhouse cities in Switzerland, just a reasonable commute away, it offers a kind of equilibrium maybe for people who don't want to choose between a great career and a great quality of life.
Absolutely. And just to nail down those key numbers again for everyone, 548 square meters.
Yeah.
Price, 249,000 euros. No agent commission. But remember that 5% land transfer tax in Baden-Württemberg, about 12,450 euros extra. It does leave you with a final thought, though, doesn't it?
That's
You're
right.
looking to build your perfect home. How much value would you actually put on waking up to that kind of view every day? A view that reminds you of nature, but also of the international opportunities nearby. And with the building options, like maybe that annex apartment, what creative ways could you use that flexibility to make this unique plot truly your own? Gives you something to chew on, right?